sitting in a room with an ice cube on the table and it's 25 degrees in the room. You can raise the temperature 1 degree, nothing happens. Another degree, nothing happens. You keep doing it, and you could say, well, raising the temperature in this room is doing nothing to the ice cube. But then finally, from 31 to 32, it starts to melt. And it's just like, a tree building an extensive root network for a very long time before you finally see this little sprout come out of the ground. A lot of effort is required sometimes with no apparent results to get that first little bit of change. But then the growth can be explosive.
Have there been things in your life where you've struggled to make a change and then finally you somehow got it to stick? You got the habit to click through?
It's possible. I don't know if anything is coming to mind right now for that particular question, but...
Is it, it seems like in terms of like habit change and building new habits, whether it's an early morning routine or anything like that, have you struggled with building those kinds of things in your life?
Definitely, yeah. And I think actually waking up early is a good example. For a long time, I had to use some very creative and extreme systems to make myself do it. And then I eventually just became able to do it.
Well, that's interesting too, just about once you're able to make a habit stick, like going to the gym consistently, it's much easier to bring it back up. Because life always gets in the way. You're going to get sick. You're going to travel. You're going to just, for whatever reason, get too busy at work and then you can't go to the gym. But then once you've been able to, say, build a consistent habit, a couple times, say for a year straight or 6 months straight, it's a lot easier, isn't it, to get back into it?
Yeah, it's much easier because you've kind of already built that groove in your mind. So you just kind of have to get right back into it.
Yeah, and I guess personally from experience what works for you and what doesn't, because it's all...
Though I would caution people to not think that that's always going to happen, because sometimes you fall off of a habit and you were doing it for a long time and you think, I should be able to start doing this immediately. I did it for so long, and it doesn't work and you feel guilty about it. And then you may just fall off the horse and never try again. There's a book that I read a long time ago called The Motivation Hacker by a guy named Nick Winter. Really cool book, pretty short. And he talks about this concept called success spirals, where whatever you want to do, whether it be building a habit, or building a company or whatever it is, you always have to start small. You have to prove to yourself that you can perform at a low level, and then you sort of spiral up over time. You prove to yourself you can do it at an intermediate level, up to advanced. But if you fall off, you may need to start at the bottom of the spiral again. You may need to build up that habit from scratch again, and you may need to use the same training wheels or systems that created restrictions or that basically forced you to do things before you can take them off and do it freely again. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no embarrassment, I think, in that. Sometimes you just have to put the training wheels back on the bike.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's sometimes we get a little bit too confident or cocky in ourselves and believing that we have somehow figured it out.
Yeah,
and then realizing, oh wait, no, this is actually going to take more work than I thought.
And you're often trying to be a person that you used to be, even though maybe you've gone through a hardship or you've had an injury or something, and you can't actually just jump right back to that level of performance. And that's okay. Just build back.